Hey, fellow viewers at Education Unpack, we want to welcome you again for joining us for this another very important topic we're going to look into today. If you're joining us for the first time, if you're new to our channel, we want to ask you to subscribe, share our videos to your different networks so we can grow this channel. At Education Unpack, we look at all aspects of education, online learning. We unravel all the challenges and difficulties behind learning online and how you can become successful. We answer your questions and we make sure that you get the right answers and you stay focused so you can be successful in your degree program. Today, we're going to help you provide you with some techniques and tips on how to be submit successful assignments in the online learning environment or to complete your bachelor's degree, your diploma, or your master's or your doctoral program. The basic things we're going to talk about today are vital. If you adhere to this and you watch this video to the end to know these different 7 or 8 points, it will help you become very successful as an online learner. Now, we assume that you already have your letter of admissions or you intend starting your program. If you are new or you're already starting studying with us, we encourage you to look at some of our videos we've done over the past couple of months. You may definitely come across or stumble upon any video that will help you become actually successful. Now, we assume that you start in class while you really have your letter of admissions. You shall be submitting assignments on a weekly basis. So this become part of your life. But there are things you need to know for you to submit that very successful paper every week, for you to submit that successful assignment every week. So these basic things, they might be basics, but they count 50% of your success in class. So we encourage you to stay put and see how this is going to help you. Now, number one, as an online student studying from whatever part of the world, we want to make sure that in submitting your assignment, your grammatical mistakes, your grammar must be very clear enough. I mean, your writing part must be so clear enough that the professor, we're not saying they should be 100%, but your grammatical errors could not be in a way that the professor finds it so difficult for them to make sense of your write-up. It's so important for you to correct your grammar. Make sure that you align your grammatical writing style to make sure that it fits into let's say 75-80%. It's so clear enough that the professor gets what you are saying in your assignment. Another thing that's so important here is your spelling. Your spelling is so important. You must make sure, this is a must, your spelling, the basic words that you use, the minor things that you use on a daily basis or in your assignments or in your discussion or in your submissions in the classroom, your spellings must be clear enough, must be good, must be something that everyone can read. I would encourage you or suggest that you write in simple, plain English that everyone can understand. You don't have to use the dictionary. Use your basic, your own understanding on how you express yourself on a daily basis. That works really well than you using libraries or using other kind of papers that won't help you. So we encourage you to use other things that will help you improve your spellings. It's so important. Don't use dictionary and stuff like that. You can check online and you will see several of those tools that would help you. Now, another thing you should know also is for you to use the use of online writing tools. There are lots of writing tools out there that can help you improve your performance. You can use things like the Grammarly and other stuff that will help you. There are lots of stuff over the internet, tools that can help you improve your presentation, how you kind of communicate in your paper. That makes sure that the professor receives it and your classmate will understand you clearly. It is so important. Another thing you should know while submitting a good paper in the classroom on a weekly basis is for you to focus on the use of capital letters. Some students basically write using capital letters in the classroom. I mean, that's countermand to like you are shouting to your fellow students or to the professor. We encourage you to make sure you use capital letters at the beginning of your sentences, and you know what to use that in referring to some particular words that needs capital letter names and stuff like that. So stick to that part, it will help you. Do not use capital letters in the middle of your write-up. It's going to be a big challenge for you, and you run into trouble with the professor each time. They're going to be correcting you back and forth. It doesn't build the rapport and the relationship in that part. So we encourage you to respect how you use your capital letter. Another thing also is to edit your work. We also advise you not to submit your assignment in a haste. You don't have to rush while submitting your paper. Take your time. If it means to submit it in a rush, make sure you write it up and edit it carefully. If you edit your work, you have control over your paper. Now you can go with the professor back and forth when they're doing the correction. So editing your work helps you have a mastery of what you in the course of editing your work. Actually, you have a good mastery. It will help you to understand if you stick with what is needed in that particular paper. So it's so important. Another thing you should be aware of, you should never submit your assignment in a haste. This is something that we talk about. We encourage students to make sure that, because you're going to be submitting an assignment every week, discussion papers in the classroom, do not submit your assignment or your discussion paper in a haste, because that will kind of give a clear picture that you are not like focused, or you don't have a clear mastery of what you are doing, and that may affect your performance and your grading. So it's so important. Now, another thing you should be aware of also as an online learner, whatever program you're doing, master's, bachelor's, diploma, doctoral programs, it's so important for you to use the academic integrity software. It's so important. Before you submit your paper, make sure that you finish editing your work, and then you can put it into one of these things like turning in, and you can see what level of similarities are in there. It will help you. It reduces the work of the professor, because remember, the professors or the lecturers are working with hundreds of students from different locations, and so they won't come in there and start focusing on your paper alone. So if you start having lots of similarities, that might be a challenge. It might reduce the grades that you get from that particular assignment. So we're encouraging you to use the integrity software that are out there, especially turning in. In most universities around the world, you will definitely have that tool in the classroom, and it will help you to put in your assignment there. In that way, you are able to rectify the similarities, and you can adjust things yourself. So it's important. Now, another very important part here also is to answer the question. Research shows that most students do not answer the question. They're writing from their own understanding, but they are not answering the question in place. For those students who stick by answering the question, it's a clear indication that they will have a good grade in that particular paper that they are writing. So we advise you to answer the question, number one. Number two is stick to what the professor is asking you, what the question demands, and also stick to the topic. Do not go out of topic, because once you are out of topic, it becomes a challenge. So we advise you to follow the following guidelines. Number one, improve on your grammatical errors that you're doing, your spelling mistakes. You have to check on to using the online writing tools. It's going to help you a lot. Another thing is also to the use of capital letters. Another point is also edit your work before you submit it. It's so important. Make sure that you check on your assignment. Do not submit your assignment in a hurry. And also to use the academic integrity software. It will help you a lot. And finally, stick to the question. These are so important. If you can use this, it means the papers you're submitting in class are guaranteed that you're going to have a pass mark. So we hope that these 8 points that we've listed here will enable you write your next paper with confidence, with some understanding, with strong conviction that you're going to be a successful student. So we encourage you to stick to these guidelines. If you stick to this, you're going to be very successful on a weekly basis. You will realize that you can just walk through the kind of papers that will be given to you without any trouble. So if you have any questions or concern, we encourage you to kind of drop us an email. But if this video has been very helpful to you or to someone that you may know, we encourage you to give us a thumbs up and also to subscribe to our channel. And we're looking forward to assisting you again in the future. We wish you good luck with your academic endeavor, and thanks for watching and all the best. Thanks so much. My name is Fabian. I'm your educational Park, and have a good day then. Bye-bye.